everyone. A very good evening, all of you, and thank you for joining the session. So we all know we are, going to discuss about project 9 today. I'm proudly say we are successfully completed totally 8 projects in our row. Yes, every Saturday we used to connect for this project discussion. Due to Diwali and my personal vacations, right? I couldn't connect for last couple of weeks. Yeah, we resumed again today. Okay. The people who newly joined, yes, we are planning to discuss around 25 different projects. So far we completed 8. Today will be the 9th project. During this discussion, right, anyone has any question related to today project, feel free to unmute and ask your question. I'll answer you. If you have any question related to your career, general doubt related with respect to AWS or DevOps, whatever, post this project 9 discussion, we'll have a parking lot over there. You can place your question. Okay, this is the format which we follow. All right. So my name Hari. I'm having around close to 12 plus years of career experience in AWS and Azure and GCP and DevOps, Kubernetes, Python scripting, all those things. Okay. So I'm currently working as a senior cloud consultant. Parallelly, last 8 to 9 years, right? I'm taking care of this training and things and stuff. Okay. Fine, guys, let's get started. You all know, based on people's request, okay, based on people's request, this week, right, we are planning to discuss about basic project for AWS. This definitely gonna helpful for the people who doesn't even know about AWS. Literally, I have planned this project 9, right, in such a way where the person who doesn't even know anything in AWS, those people can also get a clear-cut understanding and idea on this particular project. That's my intention. A couple of weeks before, right, I conducted a poll because in the group, right, I could see more than 700 people, I believe, for now. Many of them responding to our polls what we are conducting. When I ask question, right, about their opinion, whether you guys want to go with the basic AWS project, since if you are new to AWS, or you wanted to take an advanced AWS project, if you already know AWS, the poll has been conducted based on the people's interest, right? We are going with the basic project now. Okay, basic project in the sense, definitely this will be the use case. Even the person who doesn't even have a background about AWS, who fresher, who not even having a knowledge in AWS, they can understand this particular project. That is our intention. Okay. Yes, in that only, we are going to deploy a basic Nginx web application. Probably we can remove the basic because basic or advanced, whatever same. If you are going to deploy a web application, that's fine. Yeah. We are going to deploy a web application on EC2 instance with IAM. Okay. And we are going to have some security group configuration. This is what our intention today. Okay. Our objective is very simple and small, straightforward. Set up a secure and scalable environment to host a basic Nginx web application on EC2 using IAM for access control and the security group to manage the incoming traffic. This is our action plan, guys. This is our action plan. Simply, I'm going to take AWS. I'm going to create one virtual machine over there. I'm going to deploy my web application. I'm going to publish it throughout the internet. For the security perspective, right, I'm going to deal something with IAM access control and security group, which all port need to open, which all port need to close. Those things I'm going to deal. This is the basic use case which we're going to talk about in today's demo. Okay. So yes, let me open a Paint application so where you guys can understand it. So some of the basic terms we should be understanding before starts the session. First one is AWS. Recent days, right? There are many cloud providers are there in the market, but AWS has a good growth and peak in the market. We all know. So in that, right, AWS is, I would say, it's a #1 cloud provider as of today across the world. Okay, there are many people are using AWS. Earlier we had a data center, right? Today everybody using cloud, which means a virtual data center. AWS is one of the major contributor for that cloud into the entire world. Okay, even every project we are discussing on top of AWS only. Okay, in AWS we have some important services actually. We have important services which are something called IAM, which also something called EC2, which also something called S3. Like many things are there, but yeah, we'll talk about this. IAM stand for Identity Access Management. Okay. Yes, EC2 stand for Elastic Compute Cloud. S3 stand for Simple Storage Server. Okay. So what the use of these services? These are something called as the important services. Why I have mentioned like important services? If you go any AWS project, right, these three things will be there. So it's very much important if you guys are starting your career with AWS, right? It's very much important to know about IAM, EC2, S3. In fact, I can put it in another word. Without seeing these three components, right, you cannot see any project in the world. Even that also correct. What is meant by IAM? IAM literally, if you go for any project, right? If you go for any project, there will be 5 members will be working along with you, 10 members will be working along with you, 20 members, 100 members. Those people are your colleagues, correct? So each and everyone will have their own user account. Most probably, right? Everybody in IT nowadays is having your own laptop. You will be having your own user account. You will log into this user account. You will use your laptop. You log in and you will, get all the services in your laptop. Similarly, in terms of logging into AWS cloud, each and every one of us having a user account. That user account, right, will be created under this IAM only. Not only user account, also will be managing their permissions. Okay. What this user can do, he can access this particular area, he can't access that particular area. The permission, okay, the authorization part, okay, authentication and authorization will be done in IAM. Okay, user creation and what level of access he has, what privileges he has, those things will be managed under the IAM. Okay, simple. Second one is EC2, Elastic Compute Cloud. Nothing, very simple. It's your virtual machine, which means your server, virtual server. If you go any project, right, you cannot see a project without server. So it could be a Linux server, it could be Windows server, whatever it is. In AWS, you can create a server using this Elastic Compute Cloud EC2. And third one is something called as the S3. Okay. This is simple storage service. It's the online storage. It's like your Google Drive. Anytime you can upload your data in cloud. Anytime you can download your data in cloud. Okay, those things can be possible in AWS. Okay. So yeah, apart from that, we do have many other services as well. Close to 100 plus 150 plus services are available in AWS as of today. If you go to AWS console, right? This is the AWS console. Let me refresh it. I don't know whether I logged into this or not. Yeah. So most probably. I think I need to change the account. Okay, I have my own AWS account. AWS providing you, right? AWS providing you 1 year of free tier account. Okay, you can create it. The people who does not have your own AWS account, please go ahead and create your own account. Okay, so as I said, there are 150 plus services available. If you go there, many services are available in AWS. Okay. So even you will not believe when I started my career, right, with AWS, it was only 8 services or 9 services, I remember. So every year, right, day by day, AWS has a very good growth actually. Okay, that's fine. So in this interface only, we will be deal with all the IAM and the EC2. So if you want to go with IAM, you can search like IAM, you can see here. If you want to go with EC2, right, you can search EC2, you can go here. If you wanted to search like S3, you can go here. Like each and every services, right, AWS is providing a dedicated access, I would say, a dedicated dashboard, I would say. Okay, so that way you can interact with all the services. All right, perfect. Okay, in today's use case, I'm going to create an IAM user called a web admin. Okay, assign that EC2 full access policy for that EC2 user, generate access key and program access key for the user. Okay, then I am going to launch the EC2 instance. Literally, right, I'm going to create one server in IAM. I'm going to create a user. First step, there is someone called web admin. I'm going to create a user. Then I'm going to provide him a EC2 access for the user. Means what? So whatever the user I'm created a web admin, to create the server, I'm going to give the EC2. Okay, this service access permission I'm going to assign to him. Next step, right, in EC2, I'm going to log in with that user. Okay, then I need to create one virtual server. According to AWS naming standard, right? So virtual servers are calling it as the instances. According to AWS naming standard, virtual servers are calling it as the instances. In that, right, I'm going to install a package called Nginx. Okay, in that, I'm going to install a package called Nginx. Yeah, probably, in this Nginx only, I'm going to deploy all my web application and things and stuff. Okay, so I will deploy my web application website. Web application mean website. Then I'll expose to public internet. Okay, I'll share the URL, even you guys can access it. Okay, I'll share the URL, even you guys can access it. Okay, that's how we are going to make a fun out of it. Okay, fine. This is our action plan, and yeah, some of the security group and things and stuff gonna come. Yeah, we'll see that. So here, few things I'm gonna assign you as a task. Few things I'm gonna do it by myself. Yeah, I'll tell. But right away, straight away, the interesting part would be like creating server and deploying our web application, all those things. I'll quickly start with that. Okay, my action plan is like to create one Linux server like this, and yes, you can install the Nginx into it. Okay, so here, how many of you already know Linux basics? How many of you new to Linux? So that if you guys, anyone feel new to Linux, I'll teach the Linux commands also. Okay, I assume maybe you can use chat box, or you can unmute and answer, whatever, fine. I got a response from Saranya. You're new to Linux. That's fine, yeah. So I think apart from Saranya, everyone knows Linux basic, I think. Yeah, Anurag's telling it's basic Linux is fine. Yeah, basic would be fine, Anurag. That's perfectly okay. So if you're comfortable, you can put it in chat. Otherwise, you can, unmute and answer also. That's what I'm fine. Any doubts also, you can unmute and ask. I don't have any issue. Okay, Shiva mentioned like it's basic. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, no, okay. I'll even cover the basics of Linux as well. Now, what I'm going to do in AWS, right? I'm going to EC2 console. Okay, the EC2 console, right? I'm going to create one brand new instance. Okay, so if you go there, right, probably we would be able to see if there are any Linux instance available. It's loading. Yeah, it should be 0, most probably. Let me launch on EC2 instance, guys. Okay, so I'm going to give like my web application server. You're going to mention like a web application server. I don't know, like that's loading. Let it load. I don't know. So meantime, it loads, right? We'll have a server name we need to provide to create one EC2 instance, right? Which means to create one server in AWS, right? We have few components to go through. Okay. First one is name of the server you need to give. And followed by, we need to give like AMI. AMI stands for Amazon Machine Image. Okay. Our people used to call it the AMI also. Both are fine. So this is nothing like our operating system. Okay, we need to provide our operating system. Then we need to select our hardware configuration. Here it is called as the instance type. Okay, people used to call it as a hardware configuration. Okay, so how much CP RAM, how much CPU, those things we need to specify. Then login key pair. Okay, to log into the server, right? We would say we can consider like a login username and password. Okay, login password. That is something called key pair. So these are all the things, right? We need to specify, and finally storage. Okay, disk. How much size of disk we need to go? all those things, right? We need to go through, guys, when in terms of creating one server in AWS. So let me go to the console. Yeah, here you can see web application server. If you come there, I'm going with any one of the Ubuntu based operating system. I'm taking the Ubuntu operating system. Here, all the operating systems will be there. I'll take 1 core CPU, 1 GB RAM. This would be fine for me. I'll take that. I'm going to create one keeper. Okay, I'll give like Kalai account key. Maybe I'll make it like that. I'll create a keeper. So the keeper get downloaded in my machine. Okay, so that's very important. So yeah, I think pretty much that's okay. Let me launch the server. Hardly it takes, right? Quick 2 minutes. The server will be ready for you to access. Okay, the server is ready for your access. So we need to wait for instance to run state. So instance is ready, right? We can start access. Yeah, if you go there, here you can see public IP address. Okay. So what I need to do, I need to open my terminal. So if you guys are having, PowerShell, you can use it in your machine. Okay, I have this terminal. It's similar like a PowerShell. I'm going to use it. Now I'll tell you how to log into that EC2 instance, what we created. Okay, here itself you have option. If you click on connect, right, it will connect it. If you click on, click on connect, it should connect. Okay, which is connected. Also, you can connect it using your local machine also. Okay, I think probably this will be most easiest way for you. You can select your machine, click on connect, and the very next tab, right, your server gets connected. Okay, right, Linux is mostly what to say? It's kind of a command line interface only. It's not like a Windows. You can't go and familiarize with all the graphical user interface things. Yeah, now what I'm doing, since there are so many things are there in my screen, I'm just going to clear it first. I'm going to clear the screen. And very next thing, right, what I'm going to do, what is this actually? Yeah, very next thing, what I'm going to do, right, literally, I'm going to give sudo switch user root. Why I'm giving this command? Currently, I'm logged in as a user called Ubuntu. It may not have the complete full access, so I am switching that user to root. So every Linux machine, right, will be having a root. Root has the top privilege. Root has the top privilege. Now I am going to install the Nginx. If we go there, we have created the EC2 server. Now we are going to point to, we are going to deploy the Nginx application. How can we do that? apt get update. Okay, when you give this command, right, we are updating the operating system. First level, whenever you create any server in Amazon EC2, right, just go ahead and update it. That's the best practices. After that, you can install. There's a command called, okay, update as done. So you can clear it. apt get install Nginx. Okay, this is the package you wanted to install. So click enter. So this will start install your Nginx package, guys. This will start install your Nginx package. Okay, done. The Nginx has been installed so far. Let me clear the screen. After that, right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to access the CD where HTML. CD means change directory. I'm changing my directory. I am getting into the folder called where www.html. If I go there, I should be able to see the index dot, the particular page, right, which is available. So what I'm going to do now, I have my own website available in my particular GitHub actually. Like, okay, one of my developer, if you ask me to open my GitHub, I'll show you. High Tech Institutions official website, I would say. Source code. Okay, if we go to the web app, in that folder, right, I have my web application is available. What I'm going to do, generally, if we go any project, right, whenever developer develops any application, they will keep the code in the code repository. Example, like this GitHub kind of thing. So now from this GitHub, right, I'm going to copy it. I'm going to add all those things into this server. Okay. For that, what I need to do, we need to install, there is a package called apt get install git CLI tool. We need to install git CLI tool. We need to install apt get install git. If we hit enter, okay, git is already installed. There's no issue. Git clone, there's a command to clone the content from your GitHub. Okay, copy this clone URL and paste it over. So what it will do, it will clone your content. If you give ls, you should be able to see web app folder available. Go into the web app and you should see some contents available here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy all these content to this particular path actually. Okay, I'm going to copy index HTML. There's a first content and there will be another content also. Okay, I've copied these content into my particular path. Okay, if you go there. Okay, well, you should be able to see many things are there. Okay, so this is no longer needed. So what I will do, I'll just rename it. I'll just rename it like old. Okay. Now you should be able to see only index.html and these things are there. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to check Nginx service is running or not. Systemctl status Nginx. It's active. Right now, what we need to do, once we deployed, once the configuration, everything done. Okay. Maybe if you want, I'll show you the command also. Okay, once again, I'll show there and I'll load the website and I'll come. So this is your server, right? This is your server. I'll separately give you the step-by-step commands. Right now, we created the server. We deployed the Nginx. Okay, the commands I'll give you. Even these commands are new to you, I'll copy and I'll give you. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to, okay, this particular server, right? I'm going to open the security group. Every server, right, in AWS, there will be covered with something called security group. It will be covered with there's something called security group. It's a software firewall, kind of. Okay, we need to tell which port need to open, which port need to close. Currently, for accessing application, right, I need to open HTTP 80. So I need to allow the port in the security group. Only then people who are accessing this server, right, they would be able to access it globally. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to the AWS console. I'm selecting the server. There's a tab called security. You can see there's a tab called security. You can see, click on it. Here you can see there is something called security group. Open that in the new tab. If you go here, you will have an option to edit the inbound. Currently SSH only allowed. Now we need to click on edit inbound rule. You need to add port 80. Okay. Maybe you can mention it like for my web application. For your future description. Okay, anything you can give. Let me save the rule. As soon as you have done right, yeah, the entry has been added. So fine, you can close this. Now you can go and pick your public IP of your server. Pick your public IP of your server. Put it in the internet. Put it in the internet. So we should be able to see our website is loading. Got it? My website is loading across the world right now. If you wanted to confirm, right, I'll share the URL in the chat box. Can you guys try to access and let me know whether you all able to access the website, what we hosted right now? I have shared the URL in the chat. You guys try to click the link and let me know whether you all able to access that website. You guys are able to access? Yeah, I got the first response from Anurag.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, actually, you given HTTP. If we allow 443, it will be HTTPS. Is that
Very good.
correct?
Very good question. Yeah, appreciating your question. Basically, yes, currently we opened with port 80 in order to load through HTTPS, right? If you simply give HTTPS and 443, it will not work by default. What you need to do, you need to buy one proper domain name first from GoDaddy or somewhere. For the domain name, you need to purchase a SSL certificate. Okay. Then you need to add that SSL certificate in the server level. Then you need to point to HTTPS. Only then it will load. Okay. Yeah. Project 10 next week, we are going to talk about that thing only. How can we buy a domain name? How can we map our web application with a proper domain name? And how can we add SSL certificate to ensure HTTPS secure things to load? That is our project 10. But anyway, just heads up for you. Got it?
Thank you, sir.
Yep. Any other doubt for anyone? I know that
Hello.
ones are new. Yeah, Anishan. Yeah.
Yeah, is hosting. What is the difference like hosting the server in Linux and hosting it in a Windows?
Good question. So there are application developers are there, web application developers. Okay. If the application developers are developing the application using a language called .NET, using .NET framework, okay, MVC.NET, C#.NET, okay, ASP.NET. So those things are outdated, but still, yeah, if they develop the application on any .NET framework based, it's recommended to deploy it in a Windows based server, where we will use IIS.
Okay.
Okay. Other than that, if applications are being developed through PHP, there are the source code you can see, right? There is a HTML PHP based application only. The what I've loaded. PHP, Java based one, Python based application, those things and all, it's recommended to deploy it in Linux. Okay. So it depends on the customer requirement only, what kind of application they need, which flavor of operating system they need to use. Okay. But majorly, technically, this is what the difference is.
Okay. So in Nginx, that is for only Linux server, or we can use it for the Windows also.
Yes, for Windows, we use IIS. There's something called Internet Information Service. Nginx, HTTPD, Apache, Tomcat, those kind of things, right? Predominantly, we'll use it in the Linux only. Linux flavors of things only for exposing web application.
Okay, so one more doubt. Actually, I was going through this video yesterday only. In that deployed this web page using yum install HTTPD, that service we use. Now we are using Nginx here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Both we can use it.
Yeah, the difference between both is, see, both are packages only. Okay, both are softwares, I would say. See, you can connect this meeting also through Zoom. Right now, you connected using Zoom. Also, you can connect using Google Meet also, correct? End of day, your requirement is same, you can connect it. So both are two different products, two different softwares. Nginx and HTTPD also two different software. End of day, it's providing the same functionality. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Most probably commands would be the same. Only instead of installing install Nginx, you would install HTTPD. That's a product of Apache. This is Nginx. It's similar kind of package which provides almost same stuff.
Okay.
Hari.
Yep.
Act as also the load balancer, right? So if we can change the configuration file, it will act as a load balancer right now.
Right now, the setup what we have Jagannatha.
Yeah.
Right now, the setup what we have, we didn't apply for the load balancer. Probably in the project 10, right? Along with the item, what you say? Load balancer and domain name, we are going to point it in the next project.
I get that, but right now you deploy using the Nginx, right? So if we change the configuration file, then it will act as a load balancer and deploy the configuration, or right now it's just acting as only for deployment purpose, Nginx.
Right now, we deployed for only web application deployment purpose. We have not added any load balancing kind of functionality yet.
Okay, and it will be deployed in normal default VPC, right? It's not a private VPC, a private network, right?
Correct. We have not went for the network configurations.
So if we want to deploy in private network, then we have to use any second server for connecting to this server.
Yeah, you can use any proxy kind of things to connect to the server, or NAT gateway you can use. Okay,
Okay.
so few things can be used to access it. Transit gateway
Okay.
can use it. Kind of, yeah. Depends
Yeah,
upon
okay.
the requirement. It's changed.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
If you have any specific requirement, when we conduct a poll, right, show your interest there. So accordingly, I can come with another upcoming projects. I don't have any issue. Okay.
Yeah, okay, sure. And one more thing, why you choose the Elastic Cloud? Other than there is a Elastic Beanstalk, though it will help you the complete, it will manage complete the deployment process from Amazon servers. Then why you choose the Elastic Compute Cloud, especially
Yep,
for this
good
project?
question. Good question. Yeah. So basically, my intention is there are many people who doesn't even know what is AWS and what is things are going on in AWS. To let them educate the basic show them interest on AWS, educating them to start it. I believe starting from EC2 would be really good for them to understand the cloud first of all, AWS first of all. So Elastic Beanstalk is good for the pro kind of people in AWS who already knows, right? For them, if we teach, it will be good actually. So my intention today is for a beginners.
Yeah, okay, sure. Thank you. And one more thing, while we are deploying to Elastic Beanstalk, can we use that containerization? By the concept of containerization, we can deploy to Elastic Beanstalk?
Elastic Beanstalk, they're providing you kind of a app, web app thing. You can directly add your code. Okay. If you specifically want
Yeah,
to go with containerization, either go with ECS or EKS. That would be recommended. In AWS, there's a
yeah,
service
okay.
called Elastic Container Service or Elastic Kubernetes Service.
Yeah,
Anybody
yeah,
can.
I got that. But the thing is, if we use the Docker files or anything, so is it possible to deploy that Docker container in Elastic Beanstalk? That's my question.
Yeah, we
Is
can do
it
it,
possible?
but we need to have some more code and some more automation we need to place. Okay, by that way we can do. Again, right, which makes us more complicated. Okay, technically possible to do. We add some AWS CLI and other Python Boto 3 scripting and all achievable only, but a little complicated thing. But yeah, technically, if you ask me to do, yeah, we can do it by maintaining some manual coding and scripting in backend.
Yeah, okay, sure. Thank you.
Hi, Hari. See, can you tell me what is the difference between EKs? Both
Sorry, come again. Your voice is stuck.
ECS, ECS and EKS.
Okay, ECS stand for Elastic Container Service. EKS stand for Elastic Kubernetes Service. So in EKS, right, we will be creating the individual servers kind of cluster. We will manage the cluster. Okay, there will be a master node and worker node will be there. We will create deployment. We will create the pod and containers, everything by our own. We'll manage it end to end. When come to ECS, right, you don't need to worry about backend hardware. You don't need to worry about backend cluster. You can simply, create the cluster in the console and graphical user interface. You can create the using ECS task. There will be a JSON feed you need to give. Using that, right, container will be get created. In the container, right, directly you would able to run your task. You can perform your actions. But EKS is not like that, which is kind of an infrastructure as a service where you need to manage the entire, start from the operating system, start from the cluster management. Okay, everything you need to do. But in production, right, mainly people nowadays are focusing more on EKS stuff, which has more control and reliability and high availability, all those things. Yeah, again, people also using ECS. ECS, you will have a light maintenance. EKS, you will have to maintain a lot, but you have benefits for that actually.
Okay. But both are same. This difference only we have, right?
Architecture level, we have a huge difference. Here we use as Kubernetes. You hope you heard about the Kubernetes, right?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, in ECS, there is no much concept involved in for Kubernetes actually.
Okay. In real time, we will use ECS.
Yes, people are using ECS, but in most of the project, they prefer to go EKS actually because of Kubernetes. We have a lots of things to do in EKS actually.
Okay. Thank you.
Hari, one more thing. Are you planning to do any project for three-tier architecture for through EKS containerization concepts and all the
Definitely
things?
yes. Definitely yes. Definitely,
sure.
I'm going to do it.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So it was a very good question. So now we'll continue with our project. Okay. Before going to the project, right, I wanted to share the very important information, which is I'm going to start my own batch, guys. I'm going to start my own batch. My own batch means weekend batch. The last time I started the weekday batch actually from high tech engineering AWS DevOps courses. So mode will be right now weekend. Weekend means Saturday and Sunday only. Literally right now we are planning to start 9 to 11 a.m. That's how I planned. From next weekend onwards, it will be purely on English. I'll be the trainer. Okay, 90% of course, right? I'll be the trainer. Only when I'm not feeling well, my backup trainer will be there. Okay, but most probably I'll be the trainer for the course. It'll be somewhere around 2.5 months approximately. Okay, AWS and DevOps will be covered. In AWS perspective, right, you can see close to 20 plus services are covered in AWS with real-time project scenario. Coming to DevOps, right, around close to 8 DevOps tools are being covered in terms of, yeah, these are the AWS services I'm planning to cover in 2.5 months, of course. IAM, EC2, S3, VPC, load balancer, auto scaling, Route 53, ACM, certificate manager, KMS, AWS organization, CloudWatch, CloudTrail, SNS, RDS, DynamoDB, SCS, SQS, EFS, backup. These 20 plus services I'm planning to cover in AWS and DevOps perspective, right? I'm planning to start with AWS CLI, command line interface. In infrastructure as a code, we are going to talk about CloudFormation, Terraform. Both we are going to discuss. In automation perspective, I'm going to start Python from the basic. Even though you guys doesn't have any background about Python, yeah, it's my responsibility. I'll start Python from the basic. Lambda, Boto 3. Containerization part, right? We're going to talk about Docker, Docker Hub, Kubernetes, which means the EKS, what you said. And GitHub for source code management repository, we're going to use Ansible for configuration management tool, Jenkins for CI/CD. Okay, this is what our course for next 2.5 months. And yeah, if people are interested, right, you can reach me out. I'll take you into my batch. Another thing, this is not a normal training. This is somehow I spent almost last 6 months to make this document-based work, which means if I open my use case, daily basis, right, we are planning to approach with real-time project scenario only. For example, if I take section on IAM, right, I'll not take normal concept. I won't take normal concept. I'll take this as a scenario. I'll explain the scenario to you. Personally, right, in my 12 years of career, I worked around 10 plus different projects of AWS, guys. Different projects. As a freelancer, right, I architected around 40 different infrastructure. Based upon all the client use cases and requirement, right, I made this document actually. You can ask me, hey, Harry, I have so many documents, man. What is this special? This is something special which took almost 6 months of my effort. Why? See, if you take section 1, IAM, section 2, EC2, section 3, S3, section 4, VPC. So what this big paragraphs are? This big paragraphs are the client requirement, guys. Okay. My client, TVS, they want to launch a website publicly along with the database server in the backend. Establish the network connectivity between web server and database server. So basically, there's a client called TVS. They are planning to come AWS cloud. They wanted to set up a network. Okay, one is for website, one is for database. The requirement is to have a connectivity between two different network, web network and database network. So yeah, they have some specific requirement also. No need of public access to the database server, because in database server only we'll store all the critical thing, we'll store all the critical data, crucial data, everything. So we are going to keep only private connection for the database, public connection going to have for our website. Okay. So these kind of problem statement we will take first. Okay. I will implement the solution step by step to you. We'll take the problem statement. We'll draw the architecture diagram for this. Once you understand about the architecture diagram, right, then we'll start implement lively in the AWS account. So not only one service, two services, all the services we are going to interact with the live project scenario only. See, this is for load balancer, elastic load balancer. This is for application load balancer. My client requirement to run the web service and database service with high availability. Because every client nowadays focusing for high availability. So I'm planning to have it here. One VPC with two subnet in different availability zone. Apache MySQL service should be configured. I need to configure 2 target group and health check 80 should be configured. So this is a problem statement. This is the client requirement. I'm going to derive the solution. I'm going to implement this lively in your account. Okay, like it will keep going, guys. It will keep going. For Lambda, right, one of my banking line asked me to set up a DR, disaster recovery, for the critical server. Okay, RTO will be 30 minutes. RPO will be 4 hours. Like each and everything, right, we are approaching with the scenario. This is where AWS, if you ask me for DevOps, right, we have a separate one available. I'll show you. I will show you. So not this, actually. Yes, I think this one. If I open this, starting for DevOps, right? So look at this. I'll start from the beginning. Okay, in DevOps, yeah, as I said, we are going to target Linux basics, Python basics. I'll take care. AWS CLI, Boto3, CloudFormation, Lambda, Docker containers, EKS, Ansible, Jenkins, GitHub, Terraform. This is our target. Okay. So if you go there, start from Boto3. My client name is Netflix. They have a mini server running in AWS cloud platform. TCS taking care of that cloud infrastructure. Due to cost saving, my client wanted to stop. So each and every tool, right? Even DevOps tool also, we are approaching with the scenario, guys. Lambda. Okay. So main purpose of this course, why we are constructing. So I'm open challenging all over the world. If you go any people for taking AWS and DevOps training, nobody will cover with this scenario. Because I spent almost 6 months to make this document. Every week I used to update this document. I wanted to give a very quality and real project content to my people. That is my intention. Even for project requirement, everything. For Terraform, I'll go with that. That is my intention. Okay. If any of you interested to be part of this batch, right? Yeah, I'm going to take only 5 members, 5 to 8 members in my batch. Go ahead and approach me. I'll add in my batch. Okay, which is starting from next week on. Okay. So which is installment is possible. Okay, free demo also available. If you want further demo about my quality of training, yeah, feel free to you can attend it. There is no problem. Yeah. If you're disappointed due to any reason, right? I'll refund your fee. I don't have any problem. Okay. So this is about this course. Purely on real-time project basis. Anybody really looking for in 2025, I wanted to change my career. Okay, next year, I wanted to set up this as a New Year resolution also. Something you wanted to make it useful, you can make use of it. I'll ensure till you get a job in AWS and DevOps, right? I'll support you. That's my assurance. Okay, fine, guys. So yes. So anyone interested, right? You can share your I think this is literally advanced batch only. Starting from basics till advanced, I'm going to take care. Minimum you can portray 2 to 3 years of for your experience in your resume. Mock interview, I'll take care. Updating your resume, I'll take care. Okay. By interview support, I'll give you. Interview questions, I'll give you. Certification. Yeah, recently High Tech has been golden partnered with AWS right now. For any global certification, you can do it here itself. Okay, you can pay your exam fee, you can do your exams. Okay, for you and your friends also. Anyone wanted to do your certification, reach out to me. We'll help you to complete your certification also nowadays. Okay. So this is what, guys, I just wanted to tell about my course. So anyone interested in the Zoom chat itself, select my name. I am organizer. You can privately in the chat, go to chat, select my name only, Hari. You can send your name and contact number. So I'll give you a call back. I have a separate WhatsApp group. I'll add you over there. Okay. So whoever want to enroll into my course, my particular batch. All right. Fine. Now we are back to our project. I want 5 to 10 more minutes to complete this project. So we have successfully launched the EC2 instance and security group port IT has been opened. And yes, configure Nginx, that also done. Test public access. Okay. Yes, using public IP, we are able to access our site. Optional task, customize the Nginx landing page. By default, it will give you some basic landing page, guys. So we have customized it from our website. We have taken things and stuff. We have deployed our code. Okay, we are able to deploy it. So these are the deliverables. That's we know it. And one thing we left, which is create IAM user. Create IAM user. So if you go back to our architecture diagram here, where is that? Yeah, here. We need to create a web admin. There's a user and EC2. Right now in my AWS account, right, if you can see, I've logged in using my root account. Whenever you create your free tier account, right, yeah, I'll teach you how to create a free tier account later. But yeah, whenever you create an account, there is something called IAM service. Let me go there. I'll open that new tab. Mostly I'll close this. Yeah, if you can see, this is right now I've logged in as a root user. Okay. If we go to users, there will be few users you should be able to see. Okay. Let me delete this particular user. I don't want it. Okay. So right now I'm going to create a new user for you people. Okay. Which means I'm going to show you. Just click on create user. You can provide the web admin. Whatever. No, you can provide it. I'm going to provide a, create IAM user. So let it be auto-generated password, or I can even provide a custom password. It's not an issue. Okay. So user must to sign in next. I can go to next. Here I'll be adding the permission to the users. Okay. Attach the policy directly. Here, if you go, I can add the EC2 full access. I can give. EC2 full access. I can add it. Go there. Create user. Okay. The user has been created. Now I'll be sharing this to any of my person in my team, or I can even create a user with your name also. Like, Saranya, I can create in the name of an Anurag, I can create in the Jagannatha. So in the name itself, right, I can create. So this is a console password. Using the console login, right, you guys will be able to log into this account. Maybe I'll show you if you go there, right. This is my Safari browser. Let me go to my Google Chrome. I'll type, I'll copy the login URL, paste it. Okay, so it's asking my username. So this is my username and password. Spelling password is not correct. Okay. It's just taking me inside of the AWS account. So right now I logged into that another user like webadmin. Okay, I just gave the webadmin as a sample name. I can give the actual username over here. I can give actual username over here. If you go to EC2, you should be able to access it. Okay, this is how we'll create our own users, guys. This is how we'll create our own users. Okay, so any other doubts you guys having in this project? So next week action plan would be extension continuation of this particular project, where I'll be showing you guys with how can we buy a domain name and adding things and stuff. That's the action plan. Okay. Any doubts or questions?
Sure.
All good. And tell me, what is your expectation so that I can even add it in my your wish list. You can share it so that I can add it. So upcoming days we can discuss about that as well.
Sir, I have one question.
Yep.
Sir, you have used those 4 or 5 commands for this web application installation in Nginx. Can we use all these commands on user data script during the EC2?
Yeah, of course. Yes, definitely. Yes, we can do it.
And that copy command will also work there?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have to little, customize it. Yeah, but user data, we can do it.
Sorry, is it a mandate? Can there be some mandate requirement that we have to do this kind of stuff by user data script only? Or we are free to do?
Nothing like that. It depends. Whatever you feel comfortable, whichever the standards you follow in your project. Nothing mandatory.
Okay.
Can you help how to introduce ourselves into the interview?
Yeah, yes, definitely. I can help you with that. Yeah, I think then the project doubt, I think all of you done with that. So for that, right, I'm recommending you to connect with me privately. That will be more effective for you.
Actually, I joined. Kalai only tutor for me. Actually, last 2 weeks ago, I joined.
Okay, then perfect. Yeah, I know about you. Like, yeah, she.
Yeah. So that's what I told you. So that's what I'm asking you.
Fine, it's simple. Even Kalai also will teach you, but yeah, I'll also join your session. Will teach you, but yeah, now you asked it. So based on your experience, right, you need to start in such a way. Hey, my name is Saranya. I have 8 years of experience. I'm currently working in HCL Technologies. My overall experience with the AWS and DevOps, right? You can mention your year. Then you can tell your roles and responsibility. In the current project, right, we are supporting pharma-based company. Regularly, right, we'll get AWS kind of task. Also, we'll get the DevOps kind of task. Sometime we'll get a task kind of one-time implementation. Sometime we will get a task as kind of architecting some solution. Sometime we'll have to troubleshoot some issues. Okay, different things, right? We'll get it from our customer. We use ServiceNow as our ticketing tool. Whenever my client facing any issue, right, they will raise a ticket. We have a P1 priority 1 issue, P2 priority 2, P3, P4, like that. We will have our own SLA. Based on the SLA, right, we will provide resolution to our customers. Say for an example, if we got any new requirement, so as a senior cloud engineer in my team, so I'll be leading the project. I'll be defining the solution. Basically, I'll do the architecting part in that. Once I did the POC with my first level team, we'll go for implementing in the dev account first. If everything good in the dev account, then we'll deploy it in the pre-prod, then we'll deploy it in the production account. So while doing a POC itself, we'll create some infrastructure as a code, okay, in our project. Either you can tell Terraform or CloudForm, whatever you want. I'll take Terraform. In my POC, I have, while deploying the resource, I have made that Terraform template as well. We'll use the Terraform template to deploy it in the dev account, pre-prod account, and prod account. Whenever customer facing any pipeline failure or whenever they face any outage with their environment, right, we'll jump in based on their priority, right? We'll help them to troubleshoot it. Troubleshooting in the various way, it depends upon the situation and what issues they face. It varies time to time. So this is should be most of my work experience. Like you can keep add things, Saranya. Okay.
Okay, Hari. Okay.
I think
Thank
this gives you an idea. But yeah, in your private, you already enrolled for the private training with us, right? We'll teach you
Yes.
more in that with respect to, because some of your private information I cannot share in the public. So I covered it in high level. I placed some random values. With specific to your requirement, I'll teach you in our courses.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
No worries, no worries. Yeah. And one more thing, guys, I'm pinging my number, my WhatsApp number in the chat. Okay, if anyone wanted to go for this AWS and DevOps course, right, the weekend course which I'm starting next week onwards, you can ping hi message to this number also. So far, I got several people are pinged my their number. Okay, there's someone pinged me like a chief interviewer. I don't know. What is your name, chief interviewer?
Hi, my name is Sumant.
Sumanta. Actually, so what I will do, Sumant, I noted down your number. There are 6 people are already shared their number, privately pinged me. Again, I shared my number also. Okay, that's my WhatsApp number, 93605798227. You guys can, send your hi message to that number if you wanted to be part of my next weekend batch. Okay, this is purely customized for the people starting from scratch to till advanced. Minimum we can portray 2 to 3 years of work experience in AWS and DevOps. Okay, I'm damn sure for that. Okay, so good. Probably we can meet by next week with the project 10. Correct. I hope this today's session is informative for you. I've tried to give some more informative content on upcoming week. All right. Thank you, guys. Bye bye. Take care.